Within 24 hours of his father's diagnosis being made public, Prince Harry was at his father's side today. He flew in from California alone and went straight to Clarence House. But father and son didn't have long together before the King and Queen went back to Sandringham. Prince Harry looked strained as he was driven from the airport in a convoy of cars to the King's London home. Shortly afterwards, a smiling King was seen for the first time since his cancer diagnosis. He travelled by car with Queen Camilla the short distance to Buckingham Palace. These pictures filmed outside the palace show the King's motorcade heading into the grounds as well-wishers looked on. A helicopter then lifted from the grounds of Buckingham Palace. It's believed the monarch will spend the evening at Sandringham. And it was business as usual for other senior royals today. Princess Anne, who will be rallying around her brother in the coming weeks, handed out medals at an investiture ceremony at Windsor Castle. And it's understood Harry and William have no plans to meet while the Duke of Sussex is in London. Laura Bundock has the latest from Buckingham Palace.
A little earlier today, we saw for the first time since news was shared of his diagnosis, the King. He left Clarence House in a car with Camilla. They were driven here to Buckingham Palace, where it's thought they got into the royal helicopter, which was then headed towards Sandringham, his private estate in Norfolk. Just before the King and Queen left here, and they were seen waving to the crowds who'd gathered by the gates, the King had a meeting with Prince Harry. We know that the King, before the news was shared publicly that he had cancer, had spoken privately and personally to each of his siblings and to his two sons, Princes William and Prince Harry. And we had a statement from Prince Harry's team in America that he'd had this conversation with the King, that he was planning on coming to the UK. Well, Prince Harry took a flight landing earlier today, made his way in a small convoy straight to Clarence House, where he met with the King for around 45 minutes of time, which is incredible because we really haven't seen much of Harry recently. A huge amount of talk about the rift between the two and the problems with that relationship. Where this relationship is now, we don't know, but certainly the two had this meeting. The King and Queen now on their way to Sandringham, which of course following the diagnosis has presented issues when it comes to how much of the royal family we will see now. The King can carry on with constitutional duties, but when it comes to the public-facing engagements, we're not going to see him, and certainly for the foreseeable future that will be the situation. So we have seen the Royal Princess Anne. She's been busy today on a number of engagements, and tomorrow Prince William will resume his royal duties as well. Remember, he's been off for some time supporting his wife, the Princess of Wales, Kate, following her abdominal surgery. So while she was in hospital for a couple of weeks, and then while she's been settling back at home in Windsor. But Prince William will be taking part in duties tomorrow and is expected to pick up some of the King's duties as well. So for now, the message very much from the palace that the King's staying positive. He's looking forward to getting back to those duties, but for now, constitutionally, he can take care of things, but we won't be seeing much of him recently in the days and weeks to come.